All right, what about food? Was it hard for you guys to adjust to the food here in Ghana?
So at first it was, but now we're reverting back, and that's all we've been eating is local dishes. Like,
Yeah, so at first, my heat tolerance was very low, small.
yeah,
But now, I've built it up, and even our children have built their tolerance up a little bit to be able to eat more local dishes.
Yeah.
But our nanny, she cooks. We've been having her to cook a lot more local dishes lately, and they've been hitting. Like, I'm mad we ain't been eating them more often.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you get full and it's flavorful.
Yeah, and it's not heavy, so you're not feeling bloated or anything like that.
So speaking of nanny, you guys said you pay a good price. What do you pay your nanny, if you're comfortable sharing, every month?
A good price.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't gonna tell the
No, we have
Stay tuned.
yes. So we have a live-in nanny, and it's been wonderful. I
How did you
cannot.
find her?
So that just goes to building the relationships. A lady who we met when we first shipped our container, she's been very helpful on our transition here. She ended up introducing us to our current nanny right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's over here in Ghana. It's all about. It's not about what you know. It's definitely who you know, and so you can make the right connections, and they will get you what you need when you need, how you need it,
Anytime.
So she sent us our nanny, and she's been wonderful. Our children love her. She's a very great asset to our family, and I just cannot like. If anything happened, I still when I moved to America because I cannot afford a nanny, and I need a nanny.
We've been spoiled in Ghana.
It's like a house helper though. So in the States, a nanny, like they only watch your kids and things. But over here, she's more
Like
so
a mother, second
yes,
mother.
second mother, second hand. So she's a house helper. So she attends to the kids and the house. So that takes a lot of burden off of me. Off of Jefe, we're trying to work and build our life over here, so we don't have time to be dragging the kids along everywhere or worrying about, what we're going to eat, when we get home, cooking it and preparing and things like that. So it's been a very good
So would
transition.
you advise other parents to move to Ghana
Yes.
Absolutely.
for an easier lifestyle?
Trust me, I was stressed with 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. I was stressed with all of them. So, coming up here, it do afford you the
Benefit.
the
luxury.
the luxury of having help, and we all need it as a parent. I don't care what nobody say. Like,
Need
I
a
always
village.
tell people in the States that it's okay to say you're tired. It's okay to say this and that, even though they make it seem like it's not. It is, and that's the fact of the matter is you get tired as a parent.
Yeah. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lala's Journey, and today I have a couple here from Florida in America, and I'm gonna have them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Ohemaa.
I'm Big Jefe.
All right. And what part of Florida are y'all from?
Jacksonville. Duval.
Hey. And what brings you to Ghana? What was your first visit? You guys live here now, correct?
Yeah, we live
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so what brought you to Ghana originally?
So our first visit was actually last August. So this is our 1 year anniversary of first coming here, where I came first. And for me personally, I was seeking something a little bit better than America. I always want to be around my own people. I always want to come to the motherland. So that was my reason on being interested in coming to Ghana myself. What about you?
For me, I was looking for a peace. Just a break from not necessarily a break, but peace from everyday life in the U.S., which I did find.
Okay. So how long have y'all been here so far?
Going on 6 months now.
6 months.
Yeah.
And you said 4 months for you, right?
Yeah, so for Jefe, he's been here 6 months. I've been here 4 months. He came over a couple months before me just to get everything set up for us.
Okay, cool. What was your first impression of Ghana?
There was a lot of emotions going on for me. I mean, like, from the moment I got off the airplane, I I felt home. Like honestly, like from the moment I stepped off the airplane, I felt at home. So for me, it's just been like that every day.
So what about Ghana makes you feel at home?
On the people, like the people embrace me. It's very, very welcoming, and it's like no stress. Like every day is just peaceful for me. So I just feel at home like that.
Yeah. So you feel at peace.
At peace, yeah.
What about you?
For me, it does feel like home. Like I don't miss being in the U.S. Everything that I had there, I have here and more. People are so friendly, so you can actually let your guard down and interact, and have normal interactions without, feeling like a nervousness or that it may not be received well.
Yeah. So you said Ghana offers you everything and more. What is the more part? What does it offer you that America doesn't?
Well, for me, it affords me a bit of a better life than I was able to have in America, in Florida, with less of a headache. So you don't have to, being an American coming over here, you don't have to work as hard
right.
to accomplish the things that you need. And so for us, we do have 4 children, and I'm able to afford a nanny.
Exactly.
And so that is huge for me.
No, that is amazing.
I mean, and it's funny because in America, that's like for the super wealthy to have, but we're able to obtain that, and like that lifestyle is very conducive to us because we have 4 children, so we need that help. Like,
so yeah, that's how I feel because I have a 4-year-old as well, and right now she's with her nanny, somebody that I could trust, and she charges a very affordable price for me. But if this was in America, they'll be
you
charging
could not afford it.
hundreds of dollars for a weekend. Yeah. So things are much more affordable for you guys. All right, cool. So what about housing? Like, was it difficult for you guys to get settled in Ghana?
No, like I said, initially we came over last year in August, and then we came back in December, and that's when we were able to start putting stuff in plan. All right, we need to find a house. So on that trip in December, we came for like a week and a half. We was able to secure housing, and we moved in March. We came back in March, and we did everything on that 1 week trip.
So it didn't take us long at all. It really took us like a week to find housing and secure it. And they was, actually willing to work with us to wait for us to get over here, and everything. So
okay, so I know you guys heard some misinterpretations about Ghana and maybe some ignorant comments. Have you heard anything from your friends or your family that may have, probably discouraged you if you're looking back?
I've heard a lot of negative things, and it's mostly because due to ignorance, because they just didn't know. I feel like we are very brainwashed in America to think that Africa is one way, and that is, when you think about it, it doesn't even make sense. But that's what has been put into you, so that's what you go with. So I wouldn't say that it discouraged me because I'm very much so of a do it person. Like if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. And I love to be able to show them like, hey baby,
this is really
this is what it is over here. This is what I have. Do you?
Right, because you can't get a nanny like that.
You can't get a nanny.
You can't live a soft life in America without paying that cost.
Exactly. That's what Ghana offers, the soft life for men and women, and for families.
What about you, Jefe?
I mean, for me personally, like I did a lot of research before I came over here, so when I got here, a lot of stuff I was already aware of, but my friends and family, they just don't understand. Like the nightlife here is way better than America. Like we party all night. Like we don't come home to 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's safe, fun partying. So that alone, like, is very different. You know, in the States, everything closes around 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
You do have late night spots, but it's not that safe to
And
go
then
to.
you have the police micromanaging
Right.
you as a minority, you know?
Right. That's
Yeah,
the
you don't
biggest thing.
have none of that over there. One of my friends was like, do you guys deal with police brutality and
Nah.
stuff like that there?
No.
What is that?
Or like gun violence? I'm
What is
like,
that?
I have not seen anything like that since I've been out here.
Listen, you don't even deal with a fight.
Yeah.
It's been so many times where I'm like, oh, they about to fight. Like, oh my God. And then they like, you know, disperse.
Yeah,
They
and going on.
and it's finished.
They're very vocal now. They're going to say what they have to say, but then that's it.
That's
and
it.
I love that because, you know, you should be able to have a conversation, which they are going to have, but it should not, everything should not turn into violence. And
Exactly. It doesn't have to go to that place. So it's not as much hostility, you'll say.
I agree.
Yeah. So what are like the huge culture shock for you guys since you've been here? Something you really had to adjust to?
Okay, for me, it's the driving. The driving here is very, 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 very difficult. Like, it's
You gotta be a defensive
yeah,
driver.
you got to. Like, and I'm surprised not like a lot of road rage because some of the stuff I see,
it is.
I'm saying it's not like fighting road.
Yeah,
rage.
not
like,
physical.
You know what I'm saying
Right.
at all. So for me, that was a culture shock. Like, they don't care when you on the road, you on your own.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you think there's no road rage because it's not pressure to
Right.
like run this race like we have?
Yeah. So for me, that would be it. The development side, I mean, we have everything. We have internet, we have fresh, clean water. So I mean, I'm not lacking on that side as far as the culture side. It's the driving for me.
Yeah. So what about you?
It is the driving, but I done got used to it now, so I'm just sitting back chilling. Now I don't drive over here right now, and I like that. So, it's not a culture shock, more of a relief for me that being over here, it got me more active. So, like I said, we did not bring a car over here. We do Uber a lot, which is very affordable, but we walk a lot too.
Yeah.
And I really like that for me.
Yeah. Me too.
But I haven't had much real culture shock. I would say that if I had to say one, it'll be the way that certain foods are. Like, let's say milk. I enjoy cereal a lot in the States. I don't eat cereal at all over here because my mind cannot transition to milk being on the shelf in the store.
And not in the fridge.
Right.
Yeah.
So even though sometimes they have it in the fridge, you know, that same bottle could have just came off the shelf. Like, so that is one thing for me, but nothing else because everything that I need and had and want, I have access to and have it or can get it.
Okay, good. What are the major differences between American culture and Ghanaian culture that you've noticed?
For me, I would say it's more relaxed over here. Like, you know, in the States, we got to be so as men, we got to be strong and macho at all times. Like, the men over here are very different. Like, they don't care about nothing. So it's a little bit more, I don't want to say soft over here, but it's relaxed. So the men over here, for me, like, I can relax. I don't need no weapons, nothing. Like, you able to talk about stuff and they understand you, and it's dead. But versus in America, we don't really speak about nothing. We just real physical and ready to get to the point. Boom, 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 boom. Rush. Over here, I just be chilling hard, like, you know, and building those connections. Like, it's easy to build connections over here and everything. So for me, that would be it. What about you, Ohemaa?
What about you? What's the differences between American culture and Ghanaian culture that you've noticed?
So to me, the Ghanaian culture really embraces the coin term, it takes a village. So for me, a lot, the way that people interact with me and my family is very, very important to me. So in the States, I always had to be on high alert all the time when I have my kids. You know, you just like can't even relax at all, even in the grocery store, to the point you don't even really be feeling like taking the kids and stuff because you'd be so exhausted. But over here, in the Ghanaian culture, people look out for one another, your children and everything. anything. I mean, it's been times where we're in the grocery store and my baby like kicked off her shoe. Not only did they pick it up, but they done put the shoe back on the baby for me, and they like shh, if she's trying to fuss or whatever, or helping you out the car when they see you.
Exactly.
Even
helping
the Uber,
baby
helping the baby out with you. Even the Uber drivers, they don't have to, but they get out to help you load your groceries and unload your groceries. So it's the way that they interact with you, with us being here and each other.
We treat like humans, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just
So
It's
would
a
you
human
say that
interaction.
the men here have more sensitivity to women and children?
yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I would say so. It's been a lot of men that be helpful.
Yeah.
Like when they see the kids, hey babe, whatever. Helpful when they even compliment Hefe on his hair all the time.
Like, so that's a little different from like, we don't do that in the States. Like we don't compliment another man. Like, that's not something that we do.
They do that
They
a
do
lot.
that a lot. So that's it.
Yeah.
It takes him some time to get used
So
to.
you have Ghanaian guy friends or your American friends.
Yeah.
What is the experience for them with dating? Like the differences between the two? What have they told you?
I mean, majority of my American friends, they end up getting married to over here. Like it's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, like they end up just getting married. I'm like, wow. So for me, I mean, looking at it, the women over here must be doing something right for the men.
Yeah. So you think it's a nice balance?
Yeah, I think so, because the women and the men over here are very relaxed. So in the States, the women is not so much relaxed.
Yeah.
So I guess when the men come over here, they seriously, like, no offense, ladies, but that's just what it is. Like women over here are.
What business do you guys have out here? Do you have a business that you started in Ghana? How are you making money out here?
So in the States, I had a nail salon. So I literally closed that down and shipped all my stuff over here and opened up a nail salon over here, which will be opening next week.
What's the name of it?
Florida Girl. Okay. Well, it's Florida Girl Nail Bar, Ghana now.
Okay, got it. So I'll put your information up there. What about you, Hefe?
So I'm into I'm also a partner in the nail salon, but I'm also going to be doing a touring company. So we're going to be doing like local city tours, so stuff like that. That's going to be up and coming this year.
Okay, so what other business opportunities do you see that's available here in Ghana for anybody coming from the West?
It's plenty, but the biggest thing that I would probably recommend is real estate. Building here right now is crazy. Everywhere you look, it's cranes going up and just building. So if you want to get into real estate, I would suggest doing that.
What type of real estate? Like Airbnb?
Airbnb is definitely one. It's a lot of people traveling. I think it was like a record broke last year for a lot of travelers that came to Ghana. So I do see an opportunity for Airbnb. Just regular real estate, buying and selling, flipping. It's a number of things you can do, but really all covers aspects of real estate, I would say.
Okay. So what areas would you suggest that people do real estate in?
Starting out, I'll probably say Airbnb. If you can get an Airbnb unit.
But which city?
Accra area. Yeah,
just Accra area.
Definitely Accra area.
Anywhere outside of Accra?
For me, I haven't really been outside much, but I do see a lot of people being successful within the Accra area with the Airbnbs.
Okay. So what challenges have you guys faced in your transition to Ghana?
None.
Yeah, not really. None.
Honestly,
like, girl, nothing.
None. Honestly, like,
like what?
Honestly, for real, we have had like none. Like it's so minor, is none. Like the transition went very well from the move to like we shipped our whole house and my salon furniture over here. That went smoothly. Everything got over here with nothing broken, nothing missing.
Wow.
The hardest part I would probably say is learning the local language. I'm real big on trying to communicate locally using the local tongue. So for me, I'm learning Tree. Like
we
I try
are.
to speak Tree as much as possible.
How much Tree have you learned so far?
I'm
small.
I'm 50-50.
Small. Enough. Communicate.
Yeah.
Small.
But we are. I think that it is something that if you are going to move over here, that you want to try to learn the local language. Because I mean, people are people anywhere you go. So if they think that maybe, you know, they can add a couple cities on there, they might. But if you know, let them know like, hey, even a little bit, then that's going to take it out of their mind right then and there.
So that's like a survival tip. So do you have any other survival tips for people that are coming here and they're not really aware of the environment?
What a lot of locals tell me is about the phones. Thank God we haven't had any issues with no one stealing our phones. But when you do come over here, just be mindful of your cell phone. That seems to be a hot commodity for some reason. Like I said, we haven't had any issues, thank God.
Like,
But
be careful with the phone. Where?
Yeah.
Like being out, like if you're walking, just having it out, or you're in the car and they all coming up trying to sell stuff. Like, don't just have it like, oh, hanging out the window.
Yeah, because they may snatch it.
Yeah.
So that's what I hear a lot.
They say that all the time.
All the time they tell us that. But I mean,
So have you witnessed like crime or anything here in Ghana? A lot of people ask me like, is Ghana safe? So do you guys think it's safe?
I honestly feel like it's safe. Like in the States, I always had a gun in me.
Always, both of us.
Like seriously, yeah. So coming to Ghana, it's not a real big need for a gun. Like you can handle stuff and let it be there. Like it's cool, it's safe,
and you feel safe. Like, you know, as we said, we hanging out to the morning time, and you feel safe. You know, getting in and out of the club, back forth home or whatever, or just taking a night stroll. Or when the night fall, you ain't trying to like. Back at home, I would literally be racing the sun home, like trying to get home before the sun go down, because you just don't know what's gonna happen, especially if he had business somewhere he's not, you know, with me or home or whatever, and I got the kids. Oh baby, I ain't gonna know. I'm trying to get home.
So did you stay in like a dangerous city in America, or do you think all of America is just dangerous?
I feel like all of America is dangerous. It's not nowhere that's not dangerous in America. Anything can pop up at any second.
Yeah, so, people are so on edge all the time, so you just never know, you know, when enough is going to be enough for that person. It could be a hunk of the horn, it could be a bump of the shoulder, you know, just walking. You just never know when anything might incite. So
we live in different areas of America, so we able to see the south, the north, you know, the west. So we don't see all of it, and, you know. I just feel like over here you get a lot of peace, especially with no guns. Like you don't really, a lot of people don't have guns over here, so that's a big factor on keeping the peace.
So does Ghana remind you of anywhere in America? Because you said you traveled to different places.
In America, no.
I think it's like a combination of like different cities.
That's what I would say. So I would say that, you know, Accra, I would say Accra is, Ghana has a lot to offer. It has the city side, the countryside, the mountain side, or whatever. So there's a lot to offer, but it is like a real big city in Africa, which people don't equate Africa to having like real cities. So like Atlanta or Miami or New York, you know, something like that. It's very fast paced.
It's like wildlife.
Yeah,
lions chasing us.
Right.
I haven't seen a lion since I've been over
at all. The most I've seen is a monkey.
Right.
That's it. Right.
So did your friends ask you like questions like that? Like, you know, are you living in a jungle?
Yeah, like.
So that's their perception. They think Africa is just huts and villages everywhere. I mean, like, come on. First off, we got to understand that Africa is the continent. It's countries within it. It's like, so everywhere is gonna be different. You got different. You do have huts here. I mean, that's just what it is. You have country. It's the same way in America. We have
I like it.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like, you know, in America, everything is so divided for the most part. Like, oh, this is a rich side. You can't go over there. This is a hood. But everybody lives amongst each other here, and I love that.
But you know what? I've had some Ghanaians that are more. There is a classist culture here, but we may not see it like that coming from America, because, you know, it's just like whatever. You live in a hood, all right, you live in a city, I'll still communicate with you. But here it's kind of classist, because I've had people say, oh, don't go to that side of town, don't go to this side of town, and it's just like, these are your people though. Why are you, you know, segregating yourself from these people? So do you think it's like a different culture as far as that's concerned?
Well, I think that here it's a melting pot of people. So a lot of people, like, you could be sitting, like Ghanaians could be sitting next to each other and they don't even speak the same language.
Yeah,
so
true.
I think that might be
Tribalism and
right.
stuff.
So that might be one reason. But as far as us, I've never had that told
Yeah,
to
I
us.
mean,
We go everywhere.
I go everywhere. My face
Exactly.
good and gun, like everywhere, like seriously. So I don't
Yeah.
have
So
that.
do you think Americans are a little bit more open to like communicating with all different types of people?
I think so, and I think that they are more open with communicating with us.
Because so
Because I mean, the internet. Let's be real. If they are really big internet people over here. They love the internet, TikTok, social media, things like that. So they take a look into the American culture and they really think that's what they want. So when they see Americans and they gravitate to you
and embrace us.
and embrace us or you know, but I be trying to let them know, baby, it ain't no American dream.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, are there
Seriously.
any like misunderstandings that you want to clear up with Ghanaians that are watching right now about us? Something they may assume of us when we come here.
Well, one thing is, just because we're coming from America doesn't mean that we filthy rich.
Yeah, we're not rich.
We're not filthy rich. Like, let's just nip that in the bud right now. We average people, okay? And America, yeah, you do have an opportunity for work, but it's a lot that come with living in America. It's
Exactly. A lot
stressful.
of bills.
Yeah,
Yes.
bills and stress. Like over here, if you find your way to make a living, just stay here and make that living. Like you got a lot of peace over here. So for me, that would be my recommendation.
So let me ask y'all something. I asked everybody this recently. What is a real American dream?
A real American dream is getting on a plane, moving to Africa.
Yes, it's not a real American dream. It's a facade.
Yeah.
They just want to appear to be the biggest and the baddest, and they're bullies. At the end of the day, because once it's like a rat trap. Once they dangle the cheese, and once you get in there, you cannot
Exactly.
get back.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's very hard to get from over there because you stuck in this cycle of working
40 hours.
to pay your bills, working to pay your bills, working to pay your bills, working to pay your bills. So you don't really have a time to save, to think of anything else to do to better help yourself. And so in America, we broke the chains of that by becoming entrepreneurs. It was hard, but it was worth it, which I think that's what allowed us to even make this move to come over here.
Yeah. So do you think that, would you advise other people to jump into entrepreneurship so that they can make the move, whether they move into Africa or another country?
I would say it would help you evolve to be able to survive anywhere. Like if we didn't have that spirit, I don't think we would make it over here as successful as we have been. But it really just like, if you're able to gain a source of income, then you can make it anywhere. So you just got to have that mindset. What can I do to make a living? And you'll be fine.
As for me, I do recognize that entrepreneurship is not for everyone because it can't be taught. It has to be in you.
Right.
But it definitely does make the transition to a different country a lot easier.
Okay.
But you know, a lot of people have hobbies now that they've gained, like especially since COVID.
Passive income.
Right, so that's passive income, which can, you know, essentially bring you income if you did move.
Yeah. All right, cool. So if you guys could go back and change anything about your journey, what would it be and why?
For me, it would be moving to Ghana sooner because the cost of living is increasing like on a daily basis. So if I could have tapped into the market a little bit sooner, I could have, invested more and my money would have stretched a little bit further than what it is now, which not saying it's not going to stretch now. It just would have been something a little bit better before COVID happened, because everything skyrocketed across the world. So for me, it would be just moving to Ghana soon.
Okay. What about you?
For me, it'll be the same thing, just because at first Jefe was not on board with coming over here. He was like, what? And so I was already looking at things, but I just kind of, would just throw him little nuggets here and there, because he is a researcher, so I knew he would start looking into it. And so then things were a lot cheaper than they are now. But as an American, you do have the advantage of coming from America with USD, converting it over. So you don't feel it as much. But just knowing that fact, that's what I would change still. Just wishing we would have did it sooner.
Okay. So what would you advise to people who want to come here and they're not as sure, like Jefe?
My recommendation would be at least to visit Ghana at least once before you just move over here. Don't just throw all your eggs in the basket. You might not like it. It might not be for you. I can't say that Ghana is for everybody. So just come visit at least one time, and then see how everything is in the country.
Okay, cool. What about you? What
Yes,
advice?
you have to visit because once he came the first time on his own, he was sold for sure, for sure. Like he was doing his research, he knew it, but then he was sold once he got here. So you definitely need to visit first.
So, cornbread.
So that's the only thing because I've been able to find ingredients to all the things that my family enjoys to eat and we cook it. But I have not been able to find ingredients to make cornbread and we love cornbread and I miss that and that's the only thing. But it's not enough for me to go back.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of course not.
Since we've been over here, like the food is so much better than America. Like we've been shedding pounds.
Yes.
Like we never trying. We
Nice.
still do like the same stuff that we always do, but I'm not sure if it's the more walking. I'm not sure, but we've been losing
We have.
weight, but eating good at the same time. Like
Okay, so what is your favorite thing about Ghana?
my favorite thing about Ghana is. See, I'm more into history, so just being able to come back
Yeah.
to where my ancestors left off at, for me, that means the world to me. Like I'm at home, the whole continent is mine.
So you feel more at touch with your roots.
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
I do.
What about you?
I just enjoy Ghana as a whole.
The tree.
I'm a person that just take in everything and that's it. Like I just love it. Everything. I be walking, I'm like, oh, look at that. Oh, babe, can you believe
So
we
it's just like
walking?
new experiences.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to have new experiences. Overall, y'all said that like the nightlife is popping out here. So what are
yes.
some of the places that you love to frequent here in Ghana?
The Osu area, like that. It's like,
Osu, for
that's
sure.
What are some hot spots you could give the people?
Kuna nightclub. What's another one around that way, babe? What's another one?
The
Y'all like
I think it's a
Republic?
Mood Bar.
Public. Yeah, it's like the area where you sit out at.
Yeah, Mood Bar.
Mood Bar, I think is out there. But also, I don't think that this is the East Lagoon Garage.
Yeah,
I love Garage,
Garage
baby.
cool. Shout out Garage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your boys at Corona.
Yes. So, all right. What about food? Was it hard for you guys to adjust to the food here in Ghana?
So at first it was, but now we're reverting back, and that's all we've been eating is local dishes. Like
Yeah, so at first my heat tolerance was very low. Small.
Yeah.
But now I've built it up, and even our children have built their tolerance up a little bit to be able to eat more local dishes.
Yeah.
But our nanny, she cooks. We've been having her to cook a lot of more local dishes lately, and they've been hitting. Like I'm mad we ain't been eating them more often.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you get full and it's flavorful.
Yeah, and it's not heavy, so you're not feeling bloated or anything like that.
So speaking of nanny, you guys said you pay a good price. What do you pay your nanny, if you're comfortable sharing, every month?
A good price.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't gonna tell the people?
No, we have
Stay tuned.
yes. So we have a live-in nanny, and it's been wonderful. I
How
cannot.
did you find her?
So that just goes to building the relationships. A lady who we met when we first shipped our container, she's been very helpful on our transition here. She ended up introducing us to our current nanny right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's over here in Ghana. It's all about. It's not about what you know. It's definitely who you know, and so you can make the right connections, and they will get you what you need when you need, how you need it,
Anytime.
So she sent us our nanny, and she's been wonderful. Our children love her. She's a very great asset to our family, and I just cannot like. If anything happened, I still when I moved to America because I cannot afford a nanny, and I need a nanny.
We've been spoiled in Ghana.
It's like a house helper though. So in the States, a nanny like they only watch your kids and things. But over here, she's more
like
so
a mother, second
yes,
mother.
Second mother, second hand. So she's a house helper. So she attends to the kids and the house. So that takes a lot of burden off of me. Off of Jefe, we trying to work and build our life over here, so we don't have time to be dragging the kids along everywhere or worrying about, what we're going to eat, when we get home, cooking it and preparing and things like that. So it's been a very good
So would you
transition.
advise other parents to move to Ghana
Yes.
Absolutely.
for an easier lifestyle?
Trust me, I was stressed with 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. I was stressed with all of them. So, you know, coming up here, it do afford you the
Benefit.
the
luxuries.
the luxury
Yeah.
of having help. And we all need it as a parent. I don't care what nobody say. Like,
Need
I
a
always
village.
tell people in the States that it's okay to say you're tired. You know, it's okay to say this and that, even though they make it seem like it's not. It is, and that's the fact of the matter is you get tired as a parent.
Yeah.
Trying to juggle it out. Even in a 2-parent home,
Right.
it's tiresome, and
Juggling life.
it puts a burden on the marriage.
Yeah.
When you know you don't have that help, because
Yeah.
everybody don't have a village, you know.
I agree.
And
I
so
agree.
over here it does bring that. And
So how
we
much
love it.
money do you think that the average parent would save living here in America versus Florida?
Was saved?
Yeah, like what's the average you think they will save yearly?
Yearly.
I haven't put it to.
Yeah.
I know y'all ain't did the calculation.
No,
mean,
but it would be a lot, because if you have an ending now, you don't have to pay for daycare or extended stay for your kids if they are school age.
You're eliminating that bill. I mean, that's coming from America to Ghana. You're gonna save a lot just off for everyday living.
Exactly.
Stuff that doesn't cost as much as it do back in the States. So I mean, you're gonna save. I would say probably 50% of what you make. Like,
Okay.
as long as you're not balling out of control. You know?
Just off the rip, you're saving, because the dollar to city ratio.
Right.
Yeah, and it's getting better now.
Yes. Okay, so what I would recommend to somebody who's want to come over here but not quite sure is, like Jefe said, you know, come over here and at least visit first. But when you come, you have to come with an open mind. Because it's not America at the end of the day. And that's just that. But it is wonderful, it's great. So, you know, if you are already thinking about it, then you're halfway there. But if you come and you don't have open mind, then I don't know where it's gonna take you. Yeah, it will be different.
Yeah, I agree.
As long as you have an open mind about everything and be optimistic. Hey.
And get with like-minded people, and you'll be fine. Like, that's the biggest thing. You got to get with like-minded people, and then it'll take you everywhere you need to go.
Yes.
Okay, well, it was nice having you guys on my channel. If you guys have any final words for the people, just let them know now.
I mean, just come to Ghana. December is coming up. It's festival season. So, you know, come to Ghana and experience party time with us.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That would definitely influence your trip here.
Seriously.
So, you guys, I had a pleasure having you on my channel, and we talked about so many good topics. You've given so many people words of wisdom. You guys, at first, Jefe was a little apprehensive about moving here. She was more on board, but you know, this is really like an open experience, and you learn so much about yourself during this journey.
Yes.
And you know, you never know what's here unless you make that visit and make the trip. Okay, so thank you for having. Thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you for having us. We'll be back.
Yeah, you guys, you'll see them more often because I will be having them back. Okay, so thank you for tuning in, and you guys have a wonderful day. One love. Bye.